2 years ago, I built this dibber row maker tool, and it saved me hours of work, it saved me weeding, it improves the efficiency of my garden, and it just generally makes my life a lot easier and my garden a lot prettier. Last week when I was demoing this tool, someone said it was beyond clever. So let me show you how this row maker works. Welcome back, friends. Welcome back to the homestead. If you followed our journey for a while, you know 2 or 3 years ago, I started changing our garden to a market garden style, and I designed and built my own tools to help me do that. At the time, I had a rough idea of what I wanted, but I didn't really know. And as it turned out, the tool that I made here has been one of the best things I've ever made. And it is something that, unlike the other tools, I've not seen elsewhere. I just thought about what I wanted and I built it from wood. And I'm so pleased with it because, like I said in the intro, it keeps the garden really neat and tidy. It improves the efficiency of the garden. It allows me to plant precisely what I want to plant, where I want to plant, and it helps improve the yields. It helps me manage the garden and allows me to weed the garden more efficiently, and so on and so on. So I thought I'd take you through in detail about the row maker and the dibber and show you how it works. I have covered it in a previous video, but only really briefly, not in any depth. And now I've been using it for a year or so, well, 2 years. I've got used to it and worked out better ways to use it, or more ways, so I'll show you those as well. Okay, let's get straight on. Today I'm planting onions, and for that I use the dibber in 2 ways. I'm going to use that's a 6-tooth plate, but I'm going to use the 5-tooth plate. That's the way I like to plant onions, with the 5 rows per bed and equidistant spacing. So we're going to do that. Before I do that, let's look at the plates. So I've got 6-tooth plate for carrots, and I've been planting some wheat today actually, sowing some wheat. 5-tooth plate I use for onions and perhaps small beets as well, salad beets. And then I've got a 3-tooth plate which is with tight spacing, and a 4-tooth plate as well. Now, the great thing with these plates is, and they're interchangeable on the tool, which I'll show you. If I wanted 3 rows but with wider spacing, then I use the 5-tooth plate, and I just ignore the middle 2, the internal rows, and just do the middle and the external. If perhaps I wanted to plant sort of 3-2, 3-2, maybe lettuces, then I can obviously, that can do that for me as well by skipping the rows. And same with the 3 plate, and with the 4 plate as well, you can plant in between the spaces. The reason these are spaced as they are is because my weeding tool, my wire weeder, is spaced exactly for these plates, and that's why it's really efficient to help you weed your beds, because you know that everything's in line and you can run up and down with your wire weeder and nip those weeds before they even get going, really. So that's the plates. And then what I really love about the plates as well is, whilst I use them in the you know, fixed into the tool for making the rows, they actually work as a standalone dibber. So you can just dib holes equidistantly through the beds, and I'll show you how to do that as well. And then you've got all your holes marked for planting out your seedlings and all seeds as well. Most of the stuff here we do is direct, no, it's not direct, is sowing transplants, but we do direct seed carrots, some beets, but mostly beets are transplants, seedlings, and beans we direct as well, direct sow, because they work really well, to be honest. So here's the tool a bit closer up. There's the plates, and they just fix with nuts. Got 2 bolts coming through the main plate, back plate, and and then the plates interchange here. I did have butterfly nuts on those, but I've lost them. And to be honest, regular nuts work absolutely fine. So you see, I've put a slot in the plates so that you can change the depth as well if you want them deeper or not so deep. To be honest, I don't particularly use that feature much, but it's there if you need it. To change, just undo the nuts. Take the plate off, and then we're going to be using the 5-tooth plate. Just screw that back on. Yeah, that's all ready to go. This on the end here marks the edge of the bed, so when you want to follow the bed, all my beds are 75 centimetres wide, and that's what this tool is made to use. You know, if your bed's a different size, you could obviously make it a different width, but everything's the same, so that's the beauty of this. So now we've changed the plate, and we can go and mark out the row. Okay, so my 5 rows are now done, and you can see them clearly here. I'm not planting seed, so I don't need it to be super deep. I just need to be able to see where the 5 lines are really, so then I can mark. I can then do use the dibber element of it for actually putting my onion sets in. And of course, onion sets don't need to be that deep anyway, just enough just to cover over the tops. So I'll just show you now how to use the dibber plate on its own. Okay, so down at the bed. Now, normally we would work together as a family on this, but today I'm on my own. So one of us would be doing the holes, dibbing the holes, and 2 others would be putting the onion sets in. So it was quite an efficient operation, but today I'm on my own. So I've got my 5 lines, 5 rows, and now I just need to do the dibs, and everything's equidistant. So the beauty of the plate is it works that way, and it works this way as well. And you'll get perfect equidistant settings. So I'll do the first one. Just push it in like that. And then take a measurement, a bearing from the corner. Then straight away I've got 25 holes to put the onion sets in, all ready to go straight away. Some of these sets are well on the way, shall we say. Now, for the purpose of the video, I'm just sat on the side doing this, but normally what I'd be doing is straddling. I would straddle the bed with 2 legs, lean over, and then pop them in nice and quickly. And we're expecting some rain overnight or tomorrow, so I won't water them unless I wake up in the morning and there's no rain. So here we are in the greenhouse, and you can see where I've planted out our first succession of crops using the dibber system. Tom thumb lettuces, 5 a row, cos lettuces, 4 a row, red pat choy, which we can see just here in the front, 4 a row again, all packed, planted intensely to block out any light and stop the weeds coming through. And we just trim the leaves around the outside when we want to harvest, and yeah, it works really well. So here's another example. Here I'm going to be planting out brassicas, cabbages, and kales and things like that. So I'm going to use the dibber slightly different. I've marked out 3 rows, and then I use the dibber. I'm doing it a little bit awkwardly here because I wanted to show you on the camera, but normally I'd work a bit more efficiently than this. But anyway, so I mark out the 3 rows, and I've marked out the 3 widths as well. And then to give the cabbages the right spacing, I straddle every other. And you can see with my fingers here where I'm marking out which ones I'm going to use. And there's, I think here 20 centimetres spacing between, so there's 40 centimetres between each plant. I've got my seedlings here, transplants, which are really strong transplants this year, and I just pop them in. Normally I'd do everything at once. I'd mark the rows, I'd mark the spacings in between, I would then fertilise. There is some fish meal fertiliser on here if you can just see it. And then I would pop out all the transplants, put them in the place they're supposed to go by dropping them in, and then actually plant them so everything's done as efficiently as possible. But just for the sake of the video, I'm just showing you how I do it. Just a different way to use the plates and the spacings to make it work for you in different scenarios. So here's an overhead view of what I've just spoken through really. Perhaps you can see it a bit clearer where I mark out the spacings, and then I know, you can see I skip one, plant one, skip one, plant one, etc. And then finally, here's our onions that you saw me planting at the start of the video. You can see now that they've set and they've come up, and I can weed in between them, and yeah, everything's as it should be really. And I know this system because I've grown it for 2 years now. So I hope you've seen the benefit of this tool. It's the only one I know in existence. Perhaps I could make them and sell them, I don't know. But if you're interested in maybe the plans, I could perhaps put the plans together and sell them. Leave a comment below if that's something that might interest you. But I hope you found the video helpful and I guess inspiring. If you're capable of making it, then do make one, and but it's part of kind of a package of tools. It goes with the bed system, with the wire weeder, and then like I'm demonstrating here, the row maker. They all go together really for an efficient vegetable growing process. So I hope you found the video useful, and I say inspiring and helpful. If at any point you've liked the video, give us a thumbs up. I appreciate that. And do subscribe if you're not subscribed. Got any questions or comments, leave them in the comment section below. But other than that, I look forward to seeing you in the next video. So bye for now.